Hi, everyone. Welcome to Kiki and Kibbitz. It's me, Mary, and I am here today with all of you guys. Thank you for joining me for 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way. What is this? Season 6, Episode 3. Can Buy Me Love? What a question mark. Uh, I have mixed feelings about this season so far. I feel like many of these couples that we've seen that have been presented to us, I should say, are scripted, have broken up already. It's just like the usual 90-day bullshit that's been going on for the past, I want to say, 5 years or so. Um, how it is currently today with all the scripted shit and what we're all bored of now. But on the other hand, I kind of feel like the other way is its own special kind of bonfire. And some of these couples have potential to be a real good spark to the bonfire, if I'm making any sense to you guys. So it's only episode 3. And honestly, I really don't know what to feel so far. You guys let me know what you think of the season so far, but it's really fucking early. So okay, let's get into episode 3. Can buy me love? Question mark. First, we have Corona. Okay, good old Corona, who is flying to Iceland to move there to be with her soulmate, the love of her life, Inky, who, as we learned previously, has never been in a serious relationship. Okay, they've spent very limited time together in person. They actually met at an after party that was happening at Inky's house, and because apparently parties in Iceland, they party really hard. Okay, so the club, closes at 5 a.m. and then you go to an after party. I don't know. So apparently Inky and Corona met at the after party that he was hosting in his house, and he fell in love with her. Okay, but we're going to get more into that later. So she is moving to Iceland, and she is leaving her beloved cats with her friends, including Leo, the pregnant trans. I mean, my brain is still like, whew, over that. But let's give a shout out to Iceland for now, okay? Because it is so, I don't know about you guys, I'm sure all of you guys are fucking hot like I am, okay? So when I saw all the pictures of snow and kids frolicking and dogs in the snow, and I was like, oh, that looks so nice right about now. But then, if it was snowing, I would be bitching that it's too fucking cold. So anyway, Inky, 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 Inky with the winky, as Corona's grandma said. So anyway, did you know in Iceland that you have the highest chance of dating your first cousin because most of the country is somehow related to one another? I didn't know that either. I actually had to rewind the part where he said that 3 times to make sure I wasn't stoned off my ass and hearing things. Okay. I was like, excuse me? It's bad enough when Corona was in the car with her friends taking her to the airport. Okay. She was telling them that she was the only black person that Inky's parents may have ever encountered in real life. And that was a lot of weight on her shoulders. Okay. And, she's a minority in America already, and she's going to Iceland where she's going to be a bigger minority than ever. But Inky thinks this is just going to be a fun old time, a fun old good time, like he said to his friends. Him and his friends like to get together, every week or 2 weeks or whatever, and play. his words, not mine, geeky fantasy type board games. Well, I think that he thinks Corona is the prize at one of these geeky fantasy type board games because she gave up her whole life, including a midwifery program at UPenn, to go move with this dude who has no intention of proposing to her anytime soon. They're going to live together and it's going to be a jolly old good time. Even his friends who've known him since he was like 6, they know that this is going to be a fucking disaster. Okay? He has never been in a serious relationship. They never met a woman that he was dating before. And now suddenly this woman Corona is moving all the way from America to be with Inky Winky, who's never had a serious relationship. Yet this is going to turn out really well. Okay, now when we last left Statler, she was in the bath and she confided in all of national America, the world, wherever they watch 90 Day Fiancé the other way, that she pees on herself after she's done. After she's done with her bath, she pees in her bath water. Okay, that's what it was. So it's like a whole cleansing ritual. So after we hear about her bath time cleansing ritual, um, her and Dempsey are going to do this van life thing. We get to hear about her very, very close relationship with her car named Aspen. Okay. So apparently Dempsey, no, sorry, Statler took out a 20K loan for her part of this van life thing. Okay. Now, finances always come into play. Even if you try to ignore them, eventually finances are going to come and bite you in the ass. Okay. So Dempsey is, I'm sorry, I keep getting them mixed. Stadler is really like stressed in every which way about this move, and her neuro spicy brain just like can't handle it. Okay. So, um, first of all, she took out a 20K loan for the camper van. Then she was going to sell Aspen, her car. And after she told the salesman at the used car lot her whole life story and the reason why she was considering selling Aspen, even the guy at the used car lot was like, okay, first of all, that was an earful, but I would have a backup plan, not for nothing. Okay, so Stadler starts like questioning every choice she has made up until this point, and it's like, girl, you're moving in like what, 48 hours? Okay, so she the car is worth $18,000. Okay. And then she was like, whoa, I didn't expect that, blah, blah, blah. I didn't know if that was good, if that was bad. I didn't know what the fuck that was. Okay. But long story short, Stadler decided not to part with Aspen. Okay. After all, she has been in a relationship with Aspen longer than she's known Dempsey. Okay. So she decided, she cannot part with Aspen. Now it turns out her not parting with Aspen is going to come into play with finances and the whole shit show that's going to happen in a minute. Okay? Now, Stadler admits herself that she was going nuts when she was in Dempsey's caravan slash trailer. Okay? That space was closing in on her. Imagine a fucking camper van. I don't know why they both thought this was a good idea. Not just Statler, but I mean Dempsey. What made you think it was a good idea to have this woman that that's semi claustrophobic to begin with, and you're gonna stick her in a van with you? Do you want to fucking go crazy? Do you value your mental health? So Stadler, admits that She was losing her mind in a space like this, but she's gonna do the van life thing with Dempsey. That's until they figured out that they fucked up the finances. Okay, Dempsey was counting on Statler to sell the car. Statler thought selling the car was going to go towards the 20K loan, going towards her paying off the 20K loan. See, this is what I got out of all of this, and I had to rewind this part 3 times. Okay. Um, so Statler was going to sell Aspen and put it towards the 20K loan. Dempsey thought that she would have the 20K loan plus Aspen. Okay. So that would have been 48K. Apparently, they need 36K for the van, but in the conversion, they lose like $5,000 or $6,000. I don't know. I suck at math, okay? And listening to all this made my brain freeze. So, um, basically, Statler needs to come up with more cash, or they're going to be homeless hippies on the streets of England. And Statler definitely does not want to do that. Okay, so she needs to fold her ripped underwear very quickly. That's the other thing. She's getting ready to move. Okay, she's having this her and Dempsey had this conversation the day before she moved. She was supposed to be packing. I'm sorry, I don't care how ADHD, OCD, neural spicy brain that you have. If you're moving cross country, okay, and you knew way in advance, and trust me, I get the whole ADHD thing. I do. Okay. Trust me when I tell you guys, I get the whole ADHD thing. But she's known for months, okay, for a while, and she had nothing done. She was folding ripped underwear to put in a suitcase, trying to debate between which T-shirt to take. Girl, all this shit, or at least 70% of it, should have been done. Not the day before. You're like, oh my God, I still have to pack. I have to give away stuff. I have to take apart my bed. And now I have to figure out how to get money so I'm not going to be homeless on the streets of England. Girl, if this isn't a sign for you both to I'm sorry, abort mission, abort mission before you guys, dove head on into this. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, moving on. We have Josh, okay, and Lily, who is starting to scare me. I'm going to be honest with you. Okay, Lily's going to throw in Josh's face uh, whenever she can how much money she spent on renovating the house, which was, by the way, 562,000 American dollars. The bitch spent over a half a mil renovating her home, okay, for Josh, who plays with remote control cars and drones and planes and such things. Okay, I don't think he gives a shit about the upgraded home. Okay, he appreciates it, but I think this is the kind of dude that is just happy with a clean room, a bathroom, and a kitchen so he can eat. I mean, like, seriously, I don't think she needed to go all out. I understand she wanted to because Josh is her husband, Josh is her man, she loves him. I get it, I get it, I get it. But then don't be shoving it in his face every 5 seconds that you spent the money. I mean, already the first time he met her, in perfect English, she said, I'm bankrupt. Doing this house for you made me bankrupt. Okay, so now Josh is going off to China, okay, and he's going to live, in Lily's crib, uh, 3 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, elevator, home theater, okay. He says goodbye to his parents at the airport, and this whole scene with his parents was so touching. Made me miss my mom. To be honest with you guys, made me miss my mom, and His mom is just like, I know Josh is, all grown up, but you never stop being a mom, which made me think about my son. And so I got teary-eyed. Maybe it was the scene, maybe it's allergy season, maybe it's menopause, I don't know. But this scene, was nice. Then he finally lands in China, okay? And he's relieved to see that the signs are in Chinese and English, that his translator's working. He's able to pick up a pink bouquet of flowers for Lily. Lily wanted to pick him up at the airport, okay? But he wanted to show Lily that he could do this all by himself. She lives 3 hours from the airport. He gets into a taxi, right? And he starts talking to the driver. So he starts asking the driver questions like, is it common for a man in China not to work and to have his wife provide the income? And the cab driver was like, no, are you crazy? In China, the man works. No, you need to get a job. So basically, the cab driver's advice was, do not depend on your friend. Do not depend on your partner for money. You will have to get yourself a job. Got to figure it out, because in China, okay, the men always work. So let's see how this is all going to work out. We see next week, Lily is like, oh, we're going to do this big, beautiful wedding. Even though she's bankrupt, she's going to do this big, beautiful wedding. And she's like, because you wanted it. And Josh is like, no, I never said I wanted this big wedding. I said, wanted a wedding for your friends and family. And she's like, no, you wanted this special wedding. So I think every time that she spends a big chunk of money on Josh, it's going to be because he wanted it. Okay. And finances are always the beginning of the downfall. Okay. Could and usually is always the beginning of the downfall of a relationship. Okay. Now we have Shekinah and Sarper. Not only didn't he get rid of the bottles, the place is a fucking wreck. Okay, it looked like he didn't even clean. And he's like, oh, I straightened up. I hope it's good enough for her. I straightened up. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so um, she's like, I thought you were going to clean out this room for me so I can hang up my clothes. I guess I'm not even going to hang up my, start unpacking to hang up my clothes, because you haven't done anything. This was supposed to be my closet. This has a whole bunch of shit in it. And then she sits down and she starts crying out of frustration, which I get that, because I would have been. And he's like, don't tell me you're crying over this. And she's like, it's just like nothing has changed. I left, I came back, and everything is still the same. The bottles, your stupid book. You didn't even clean out the room for me. The apartment's a fucking pigsty. It is all just disrespectful, Sarper. And she must have said the word disrespectful like 15 times. Okay? And he is such a asshole. I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it. Sarper is an asshole. Okay? He just kept saying, well, make peace with it. Make peace with it. You have to make peace with it. That's when she kind of said, okay, you're going to fuck with me with bottles and a little notebook. I'm going to see you a red binder filled with 143 pages written to me when I was 16 by my ex-boyfriend. You want to disrespect me? I'll disrespect you. And I'm sorry, Sarper looked like that he would have decked her if the cameras weren't there. Okay? Look at the rage in this man's eyes and face. I swear, if the cameras weren't there, he would have fucking decked her. He would have fucking decked her. Okay? He takes the binder, he throws it. He's like, ugh, you always have to fucking ruin everything, and stomps out of the room. So she has to live with his past. Okay? And even though he tried to reframe the whole bottle thing and say, no, 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 these bottles don't represent women. They represent countries that I've been to, places that I visited with women. But they represent the countries and the places, okay? And I happen to been to these countries and places with women. So make peace with it, Shekinah. But once she saw his bullshit up with a binder, a red binder filled with 143 pages, he fucking lost it. He lost it. So now make peace with this motherfucker. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. Let's see what happens next week. Um, and if the cameras weren't there, he would have decked her. And I'm going to stand by that. Thank you so much for watching me, guys. Thank you for joining me. Please subscribe if you don't already. Don't forget to hit the like button. And I'll see you next week. Bye, everyone.